to instantly pick like what they believe to be some sort of counters.
Yeah, and the counters that Thunder select are this Omni Hoodwink. I think this is going to be the Omni 5 for Panda. Pardon me, he really likes his save heroes. The Abba being quite a big one for him. Oracle as well. He's a little bit like Insania on the heroes he likes to play in that regard. So I think Omni available for some dispels. Hoodwink as well is something that they played a little bit in SADPC in the tours, but I don't think I've seen it from them too recently. So I wonder if this is a different strategy. That's something, especially in the first phase, that's a little bit different to me.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I guess they played it a bunch in scrims, and it's just a solid hero for the offlane. Like he supports the offlane well. Like he's definitely a strong laner, so it's just a comfort pick, I'm guessing. Not especially good versus Marcy.
And speaking of comfort picks, a couple bans here against Crystallis. That Monkey King, of course, being a big one. Another must ban, I think, against Dark Mago, at least when the hero is good, as it seems to be now, is this Bat Rider. That's another favorite of his. They can flex it over to Sacred in the offlane, but Dark Mago really likes to kind of run over games, as we see Matthew drafting for the team here. The rest of the team surrounding them. I don't want to read too much into the... you know, the non-verbal stuff, but it's interesting. The entire team just kind of standing around one PC, standing around the captain. A lot more teams prefer to sit in their chairs and, you know, kind of take it a little bit more easy. But for these guys, a different approach. Oh, and something I just want to say, because maybe there are people watching this team for the first time that are a little bit confused. This is not the same Thunder Predator that we saw last year, go 0-16 in groups. That team is currently kind of known as Tempest, and they did not manage to get out of LCQs. This is a completely different roster. They're old No Ping, if you kind of remember them from the Kiev Major. They've changed 3 of their players, so not really, but that's going to be kind of where Dark Mago and Panda, or you might recognize them from for you Dota fiends.
Yeah, good history lesson.
Okay, so last couple bans is going to be this Mars, mid and offlane flex for Thunder, who Thunder in turn going for another ban there on the Puppy Enchantress. Certainly a hero, the Enchantress that you know, but we've seen Puppy do a lot of great things on.
Yeah.
So they go for a lich. Is this, what is this? Is this a mid lich?
No, I would expect it to be either a mid hoodwink or offlane Omni Knight, but honestly, the most likely seems to be a mid hoodwink. We'll see though.
Okay, so that's going to be a little bit newer for Dark Mago. He has been he's been really looking to change that his kind of his reputation is the best word for this, of being like a 3 to 4 hero, you know, pool spammer, if you can call that a pool. It was certainly a weakness of his back when he was on No Ping, but he's really taken a lot of strides this season to pick up the Mars especially. He's played a couple games on Tinker, so maybe be on the lookout for that. But yeah, maybe the Hoodwink is something that he's prepared and now is bringing you for us to break out on the group stage.
Yeah, because I would be a bit surprised if you pick offlane Omni Knight this early, especially into a Shadow Fiend, but I guess that's also possible, so we'll see soon. And I mean, Secretary is bringing out the ultimate meta of the last chance qualifier, right? Like getting everything anyone wanted in that qualifier. Like this is...
for them.
Yeah.
That's what's been working for them, right? So I think they're continuing to kind of play their Dota, because they looked unbelievably good, actually, during the last chance qualifiers, especially towards the latter half. They looked amazing.
Yeah. This is probably the Resso offlane Mirana, I'm guessing. Carried a game with that.
Okay. I like the sound of that. We were hoping for a mid lane Mirana, or maybe expecting the mid lane Mirana for Abed. Last year's for EG didn't pan out. So I'm eager to see the Mirana in a core role.
Yeah, now I'm really curious how Thunder will... what they'll do with these 3 heroes. Like, well, what's the plan here?
Yeah, me too. They always have something in store. Generally, they do. What's been most impressive is that they've drafted really well for like their mid game, especially to me in the DPC tours. Like obviously being the top team in a region, you know, you generally some teams kind of get the EG experience, right, in the not so competitive regions where you kind of just win your lanes and win all 3 games. But SA is not really like that. You very frequently had, in fact, I believe Thunder actually, they lost a team to to this team called Wolf Team, who I think ended up getting relegated. So like that was one of the only series they lost this entire year. Beast Coast commonly loses to Infamous. Doesn't matter who's on Infamous, they just always lose to Infamous. So the region is still competitive in the Div 1, but they've always had a plan in mind here. Is they're always going to go, they're going to go back to the Flash now.
Yeah. No, I'm still. So is it an offlane Omni-Knight? I'm really curious to see what they'll do with this. What is this Hoodwink up to? What is she up to?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Again, as far as I know, I've never seen Dark Mago actually take the Hoodwink mid. So he's been practicing it.
It feels more like the Leshrac would be mid now, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
And usually you don't pick Leshrac into like 2 range cores like this, like a Shadow Fiend and Mirana. Like because he'll just get hit running in, right? But you have this Omni Knight now, so you're just brute forcing it. Like you're just buffing him up and like go.
Yeah, and you've got, what are you looking to dispel here? Because, of course, we've seen Omni Knight into Jakiro, right, giving tons of bonus strength and HP and regeneration off of those stacks. Nothing as crazy this game, but as you're saying, right, you just give raw HP to Lesh, a hero that just, with mana can tear apart through anyone. And it's looking maybe like a recipe for success. You've got the ice armor as well to buff him up here, reduce the physical damage he is taking on the way in. So that's going to be a greatly aiding his survivability.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a surprise though is because generally you don't pick Mirana into Abaddon or Omni Knight, right? Because he just removes your arrows. So like any setup into arrow, you'll just dispel it. But I'm guessing a core Mirana, it's more about the right clicks. So you don't care about the arrow as much. But I mean, it's still going to be there. Like you think you got something brewing, you get that 5-second arrow, and then Omni Knight just dispels it.
Okay, a Razor ban against Team Secret.
Yeah, Crystal is banned, I'm guessing.
Yep. A couple of respect bans thrown his way. He's certainly worked on expanding his hero pool as well. Crystal's kind of had this reputation, I would say, back when he was playing on Entity. Certainly when he was on Creep Wave, it was like Bloodseeker, Razor, or Monkey King almost every game, any opportunity. But of course, against the upper echelon of Dota, against those teams, it became a little bit too difficult to continue running that.
Yeah.
So I've also enjoyed seeing his growth as a carry here on Secret, especially. He's got a Chen to support him, likely. Do some lane push, lots of sustain as well. Decent lanes for Secret. Their lanes are looking genuinely pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should just be Shadowfiend mid. And with Shen, you generally want a melee carry. A lot of stuff is banned out though, so I wonder what you go for here.
Yeah, Secret even taking the CK out of the pool as well with their final pick. Yeah, I'm not so sure either, because I think part of me is also not 100% sure what role this Omni. Well, I suppose he's got to be a core. Yeah, so it'll be Ursa then.
Okay,
and that's the melee core you were looking for.
It's a solid pickup. I was thinking you could go create maybe like an anti-mage, but yeah, it's not worth it. Kind of a bad hero.
Yeah, the panel was saying earlier, the AM's just always this hero that ends up kind of coming into the meta, at some stage with a couple of games when the hero looks good. Almost the ultimate 1v5 support. It's Thunder. So they're in their last pick. Maybe that's their coach of Vintage.
Now we get to see what Bakas wants to play. Yeah, it's hard for me to predict. Like, this Hoodwink is really throwing a wrench into what... Like, versus Mirana... Yeah, they banned it. Like, I like the CK. That was probably a very good ban. I wouldn't want to... I'm just thinking of his specialty heroes, right? Like, Monkey King is banned. I don't think... You don't want Spectre into this. It's a really bad pick. Could you do, like, a Sniper? Like, is that playable?
The Marcy presents some issues in lane, right? I think, but do you have a Lich to maybe help you out there?
Yeah.
You can interrupt with like maybe like a second or a third skill points into your Sinister Gaze, your interrupt, maybe?
No, I mean, because, preferably you would just want one of these melee heroes that can go, but I don't know if that hero exists here. Would you pick Slark into this? I don't know. PA, okay. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a hero that generally gets to lane, right? She almost always gets a lane just off of the strength of Dagger. a hero that can look to farm and maybe take this a little bit late game. Is the evasion perhaps a big reason why they picked her into this Ursa, into this SF?
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure. And she can also get on top of this Shadow Fiend and just go in. But you can also end up in a situation where you're just farming for your Battle Fury, maybe even have Battle Fury, and then Secret just group up with their Chen and start pushing down lanes, going for Roche, and you can't really help out. But yeah, okay, so we see now that Omni Knight is offlane, right? That's sacred?
Right. That is sacred, yep,
Yeah.
that's correct. And it's going to be a Lush mid, and almost certainly I don't think they're going to try and innovate here. Yes, there's Pakaz locking in the Phantom Assassin. So that'll leave, of course, the position for Hoodwink. So this Omni Hoodwink lane.
Yeah, it's very strong lane. I mean, I think Chen can do fine versus it. Like if you get some creeps. I mean, and you would expect like Ursa, yeah, versus melee hero, wow, but it's not as amazing as you like, because they can both spam spells on him, right? Both the Hoodwink and the Omni Knight. He can throw his little hammer, he can heal, and Hoodwink is always annoying, just hitting you, stunning you.
Yeah, I feel like that's generally been the weakness of Ursa's, right? And maybe why part of the reason why we saw the Battle Fury build come to fruition a couple of years ago is the hero sometimes struggles with regen in lane, right? You trade very effectively because, of course, of Fury swipes, but if enemies can just time out the Fury swipes and wait them out, especially if they can heal in the middle of your exchanges, you do start to usually run a little bit lower on HP. So that might be something that Thunder could look to take advantage of here. Lush mid versus the SF. And then Pakaz going carry here into this Core Mirana, man. Tell me about this Core Mirana. Like, how does this hero be a little bit more active as an offlaner?
I like, that's not really your job, actually. Like, I thought maybe that's how you play it, but like every time I've seen a Core Mirana, they play it more like Amar would play it, you know? They have some items in mind that they want to get, and they kind of farm for that. So usually they go for like 1 or 2 Wraith Bands, like Power Treads, maybe Falcon Blade, so they have a lot of early stats, and they just right-click the carry in the face, make it difficult for him to lane. And obviously ganking him is kind of difficult with 3 leaps, especially for a Leshrac. So like that's usually how you play it.
All right, looking forward to see it then. Seeing a bit of the mid lane around. I think Toronto Tokyo started playing that a little bit last year, right? Leaping out of arenas back when that was a possibility. Of course, that's not something that you can do anymore. But certainly that evasion, right, on leap, or just the, not quite the evasion, but your ability to leave fights and escape ganks, right, is going to be something strong as there's a bit of skirmishing over the wards early on. Arrow does catch Sacred here, but that's a nice little acorn shot. Does bounce around. Oh, Nisha. Okay, there's 3 raises on a Matthew, but no one dead, actually. And now Sacred and Pakaz running down Nisha. The Dispose doesn't get him off the high ground, and that's first blood for Pakaz. Dark Mago is going to die. At least he didn't lose first blood. And Gristless as well, not looking like he's in a great position. Stuck between 3 enemy heroes on a cliff. He chooses to jump down the cliff. It's not going to save him, though. Matthew was waiting for him down there. Panda as well to fall. Zayats as well, still continuing here. What is this? 5 dead already before the horn. And I think we're not quite done yet. Rezo has taken arrow, so we actually cannot leap away. But I think Thunder are just about all out of catch. And that is quite the early game skirmish, huh?
Very intense, yeah. I wonder, maybe we can catch up here who got what. Like, who got the first blood there?
Thunder got first blood.
Pakaz got it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty big. Oh, what did he buy? He bought something. He probably gave it to his Lich. Okay, so you got an Orb of Venom. So he has Orb of Venom and completed Magic Wand. Okay, it's pretty strong.
Plenty of stats and, of course, the ability to trade a little bit more effectively. Always going to go a long way. There it is, the replay here. In we go. You could see, I thought Secret were going to do a lot better there after Nisha lands all 3 raises onto, feels like 2 or 3 heroes.
Yeah, Nisha felt that way too, because he could have done it even earlier, and eventually he was like fed up with it. He's like, whatever, I'm doing it. But this the tankiness from the Omni Knight W, he probably also dispelled some of that raises on the PA. So they would, and Lich spamming Frost Nova, like they were stronger than they expected.
Especially much tankier, just kind of running him down.
Lich getting caught out here, no TP scroll.
On he goes. It's going to be a walk of shame back to the lane here. So it'll be Pakaz, who's a little bit lonely for now. Zayats did take that first point and dispose. Might be able to set up for a Sacred Arrow here that Rezo's now got coming off cooldown. It will connect, but I don't think the right-click damage is just enough. And there's a full, well, not a full wand, but a 10 charge magic wand at the ready for Pakaz.
Very good, very good.
Nisha connecting his shadow races in the mid lane.
Yep.
To dispose. Yeah, actually, maybe onto Pakaz. Ooh, yeah.
There we have it. Marcy.
Wand charges the stuns. He didn't get the fairy fire out in time. Couldn't.
And I'm slightly curious about this. Like, I would expect this mid matchup to be very, like, quite annoying for Leshrac. Obviously not unplayable since you have this lightning spam. But it could be easy to get caught out here by a few too many races. And you just end up feeding.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, lightning bounces, what, I think like 1 extra time now per level, which was a huge buff to this hero and a big, I think, reason why we're seeing him. One of the bigger changes to Lesh that's impacted his pick rate. But Puppy's got quite the creep top lane. I think that can be a little bit of a game changer, if not a lane changer. He's holding on to the Satyr Vanisher, right? It comes with this Purge, the Dispel, essentially, versus the Omni Knights, which is something that they could look to take advantage of here. I think Puppy's going to try and keep this one alive. Yeah.
You need more levels in Ursa here, though. Probably some boots before you can really play aggressive. Until then, they're just going to harass him, and he can't do much. But yeah, so far, everything looking good for Secret. Especially getting these kills on the safe lane. Pakaz and the Lich, Pandabu. Because the PA had this first blood, right? So he could have snowballed.
Uh-oh. I think he didn't mean to dispose him up the hill there. Panda, 2 bounties. 2 bounties at minute 3. No one picked those up. And Zayats would have otherwise had him if he didn't position himself and ended up disposing Panda up to the high ground. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Mid lane starting to be like a little bit of a lead for Nisha. I think no like surprises like we were talking about there between the Shadow Race's advantage. Just need to be careful to get a bit of harass and otherwise has an empty bottle until the water runes show up. But it is Zayats who's rotating over maybe to contest here. Expecting a bit of a skirmish for the 4-minute rune.
Ooh, he's TPing for the bounty rune.
The bounty, yeah.
So Leshrac cannot get it.
Nice play there. Zayats is going to be a little bit sore to see that.
Very annoying for Mago. And now we can also just stay mid here and help contest for the water rune. Yeah, they should not let Leshrac get this.
So it'll be a big win, and he is going to need to get out. He's not going to take a death here. Dark Mago, of course, valuing his life over a little bit of a water bottle. Not that thirsty. But he is really lacking some mana, and without the mana, of course, it doesn't mean he can, or it means he cannot really trade or really harass the SF effectively.
Yeah, and now it's just a very difficult...
Top, Sacred.
Okay,
die.
Yeah. Yeah, the boots are up. When Ursa starts getting like 2 Infurious Wipes, right, the damage actually matters. They're looking for Pandam. Cannot get him.
It is kind of, as you say, or what if, I forgot what she said in draft, the Ursa into melee hero, haha, but it is sometimes just off of boots alone, you might be able to get a cheeky kill here or there, right?
Yeah, it used to be the way that just Ursa level 1, right? The Furious Wipes used to be way stronger. And you could just, I don't know, the lane was over for minute 1. But nowadays, like, you need a few levels in Ursa before you can really start putting pressure on.
Yeah, and Puppy as well with that point in Penitence, which is a great way to test if your pot filter is working. Is doing, you know, he does make things a little bit scary here, right? Between overpower and that bonus attack speed, it is a rather easy kill there under someone like an Omni Knight. And he goes, that's without Penitence, of course, and a bit of bonus HP. But up to 7 Fury Swipes.
Yeah.
HP.
No, they're very comfortable on Secret right now. This game is looking very good.
Mago, he's just been pretty much sitting on almost no mana this entire, well, for the past 2 minutes that we've been looking mid. Maybe the entire lane. They are now looking to contest 6-minute runes here for Thunder. Panda does rotate on over. That'll leave Pakaz alone down bottom. Yep. He's starting to take a bit of damage. 3 points here in Starstorm for Rezo.
Now, Pakaz is the only one doing like really well. Both Leshrac and Omni are going to struggle. Like, there's no future in the top lane for Omni Knight, right? Like, this lane is not getting better. Ursa picking up face boots. Shen getting more and more levels.
And the regenerate is going to be for Secret into the bottle
Yeah.
for Nisha. So that'd be a nice one, of course, for Dark Mago to hold on to. But he's been restricted to basically ferrying out clarities here.
Yeah. Also, what they... I don't even know. Like, they could try to get some sort of kill on Shadowfiend, right? But that's not easy either.
Especially with Zayat's kind of idling around the mid lane for now. Yeah, I mean, they can't really kill Rezo, can they? This is an arrow. I thought maybe that was going to connect on the Panda. But yeah, Rezo's just a very difficult kill as well. I mean, he's got Falcon Blade, Wraith Band, holding out to infused raindrops, and this maxed out wand. So he is quite tanky.
Yeah, no, he's just going to sit there and try to get whatever farm he can, right? And whenever he sees the PAs alone, he's going to...
Very difficult kill as well. I mean, he's got Falcon Blade, Wraith Band, holding out to infused raindrops, and this maxed out wand. So he is quite tanky.
Yeah, no, he's just going to sit there and try to get whatever farm he can, right? And whenever he sees the PAs alone, he's going to go up there and right-click him as much as possible.
A leap now to level 2, so a little bit more of attack speed. Well, it doubles, actually, from level 1 to 2. Making sure you can be a little bit more effective there. As there's the one to actually pop that forces back Rezo. Or sorry, that forces back Panda is what I mean to say. Sacred as well, not having a really fun time top. There's going to be the overpower with the penitence. Oh, but Matthew in the vicinity. Crystallis is going to break the tree. Another tree planted from Matthew, but the bushwhack missed. That's Crystallis getting the kill. A front flip there on the corpse of Sacred.
Yeah. So that would perhaps be the chance if Leshra could get there somehow, but it's very, very difficult. He even had Enrage, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so all Dark Mago can do is just a little stack at least. Matthew has made him. Matthew's going to head over mid and look to absorb some experience. Careful here, though. Could be trouble for Panda.
Yeah.
As he is going to be killed off. Likely will reveal the presence of that ward there, but for Secret, it's just, a much still, they're just padding the start, right, for Nisha.
And you can see Nisha actually just cleared up 2 stacks that Panda had made for his Leshrac, so... Very well. Okay, finally he can get a rune here. Nice.
There it is. His bottle's not empty.
Yep.
He's managed it. Oh, the Chen army. 2 small creeps, but honestly, some pretty bad creeps for Thunder to be seeing. Puppy grabbed this early on, right? The Courser for basically almost a full pipe of Insight Aura, and the Sailor Banisher to purge off literally all of Omni Knights.
Yeah.
This one feels rough.
Baited up the Lich TP here.
Yep.
Oh, maybe they can get Puppy? Yeah, he kind of missed Michael there a little bit.
And he's going to die for that. Acorn shot is just about going to guarantee it.
Yeah.
On bottom, though, maybe now they make to look a move on Pakaz. We already see 2 heroes smoked for Secret Pakaz. He's going to be picked up by that ward placed behind the tower. He's going to go blur now. Arrow, dodge. Pakaz is going to see Nisha. That'll trigger a TP in response, but Hero's just jumping right on top of him by no chance to escape. Now Mago is the only one to TP here, and he's almost already dead. I think he just dies. Has an illusion rune. Will he do anything with it? Disjoints it, but no, he dies all the same.
Yeah. Oh, it's I think he expected a TP from the Omni Knight as well, but Omni Knight's just dying top, I think.
Yeah, Crystallis is going to kill him there, and Crystallis is completely alone up in this top lane.
Yeah.
Didn't even use Enrage.
No, because I clicked Omni Knight quickly, so I'm like, what the hell, dude? Help your team. But I think he had like 4-second cooldown left on TP when that all started.
Rough for him. Now the tower bottom taken by Secret. Already a 4K net worth lead here. Secret looking hot after coming through the LCQs.
Yeah, no, I'm, because I don't know what I expected with this Leshrac, right? Because this is what I think would happen when you pick Leshrac into Shadowfiend here and put them both mid. It's just not, it's not easy. It is playable, but it's not easy at all.
Because he's already been booted to the top lane. We shot the Ring of Hell, but trying to get up towards his Battle Fury, as Matthew looks like he'll be able to evade death here, or will he dispose? Gets the Frost Armor, there's magic damage aplenty for Nisha.
Yeah.
Kill there for him is easy.
No, and Secret just have such an easy way to play now, right? Like, Resolution is under no pressure. Like, how do you kill him? If he has 2 leaps up, like, there's no way, right? Like, you need to, like, wrap on him heavily with, I don't even know. So he's just gonna sit down here and grab whatever farm he can. Crystallis is gonna finish whatever item makes him comfortable, and then they can either push towers together or they can go Rosh. So, looking extremely good for Secret.
Is that Puppy's mech already? No, okay, he still needs the chainmail. But he's getting there. Chainmail the more expensive components in that mech. He's getting there, though. He's getting there. And that'll be a really early mech. So even if Thunder are able to try and connect in a fight, being able to heal off a lot of this Lesh damage early on makes his game really difficult to play.
Yeah. I mean, they if Secret do mess up and they like try to dive mid, for example, with Thunder Awaken already, then they could potentially lose a fight, right? With this Omni Knight just healing Leshrac and him dishing out the damage. But they would need Guardian Angel for that, and he hasn't skilled that. He's only level 6.
Yep. And they need to make sure Puppy's not there to dispel. I think, yeah, he's still holding on to the Satyr Banisher. So that might be problematic. Not a good cast range on the Purge, though. So that's how it's balanced. So Puppy needs to get in there with his creeps, but might not have too much of a hard time, you know, if there's an Ursa and a Marcy and a Mirana leaping in, right? It does leave a lot of room for creeps to just follow up quite easily. Yeah. Kyle's coming along decently here. I mean, the Thunder, they do have some pretty decent pick-off potential. Of course, I think that's what Hoodwink gives you a ton of with this 550 damage nuke if you are able to stun someone up. I might be able to force some reactions as they're going to go into Dark Mago. They actually kind of got baited here. Okay, they've actually defeated the Centaur Stomper creep, but that's Nisha already with the Yule Scepter set up for the Requiem of Souls, the Hand of God, the mech, and plenty of heal. Secret barely taking a scratch there. I think they're just going to go straight into Roche. Christos already has Diffusal. Not like that'll help him much against Roche, but he doesn't need it when he's got a Puppy here to buff him up. And of course, the Fury Stripes to take down Roche.
Yeah, and how do you fight? Lich is not even 6 yet.
No, it's starting to look really dire already for Thunder here. This is not great. As down goes Roche 12 minutes in. Already the age is here for Crystallis. Sacred still does not have his point in ulti, so he'll back only to level 7. He's keeping pace with Dark Mago, but it's kind of bad news for both, isn't it?
Yeah, they somehow need to stop the bleeding in goal. Like, they can't fall too far behind in net worth. Like, this is where it has to stop. And unfortunately, they haven't gotten that offlane tower, right? Dire safe lane tower.
Yep.
So their map is very constricted. Because if they could like stop the bleeding here, keep it at 7k, they do have some timings where a Leshrac backed by an Omni Knight and a PA with Battlefield BKB they could win some fights.
Just kill Dark Mago here? I don't know. It'll be hard for Nisha without having the Requiem. Agency is on Ursa, but it's a measly level 2 split earth, so rather easily dodged there by Nisha. And now there's a smoke, actually. Crystallis is going to be joined by Zaya. That's Nisha trying to bait in the mid lane with the banners.
Let's see here if they can catch something. Omni Knight in the back here, perhaps?
Yep, there's the wrap, and they did scout this on the ward with the 2-man stun. They're going to be looking to nuke the Omni Knight. He's going to be able to get his heals off at the very least, and instead it might be Zayas who dies first with the mech heal from Puppy. Not enough. Sacred, though, still gets chased down and killed by Crystallis. As underneath Tier 1 tower they go. Chain Frost mostly bouncing harmlessly to the creep waves, as trying to get out of trouble here is Dark Mago, but he cannot run fast enough. Pig pole or not, Crystallis and Nisha will clean up.
No, that's the Chen coming in there together with just overwhelming net worth. Like that Cloak Aura, 15% magic resistance, and then a mech. Just reduces all the damage they deal there too much.
It's 100 damage done there by Dark Mago, at least something in return for him, but it's only a kill onto the position 4. The tower still falls. Pakaz, they might say, is still farming. So we'll take another look at that fight, but without Battle Fury, it's just not going to be fast enough.
Yeah, you can see there where in the Leshrac lands his, Dark Magul lands his stun there, 2 heroes, like, you start believing a little bit, but then all the heals come in, and the big net worth cores of Secret, and they just clean up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And yeah, it's just looking mighty difficult for them right now. Look at that, Ursa actually leading in terms of damage. That's how involved, and hero damage that is, right? To Crystallis even getting involved in a lot of these fights. And with BKB soon to come online, and again still with Aegis for a full 2 minutes, he can play rather fearlessly, honestly. He's got Puppy to back him up with heals and mech.
Yep.
And a Marcy who can always just join him for the fight. And we haven't even, like, we've barely talked about Rezo. It's like he's been the carry this entire game. Oh, Rezo's still farming, you know?
Yeah.
He's barely left the bottom lane.
That's how he gets to play the nice role. He just farms bottom lane, and then when a fight starts, he usually TPs in. He gets to decide.
Looking for Sacred, the stun. Oh, they've tossed him back with the dispose. Chain Frost bouncing around between the puppy creeps. That might do some damage here, as they are controlling Crystallis rather nicely. He used Enrage already on the first life, as the Chain Frost bouncing almost actually gets him. Not quite enough damage, though, and now Rezo leaping on in, along with Zayats. The heal's not sufficient to keep the Lich alive. But Secret only getting the Lich there, and actually nearly losing Crystallis' Aegis is a small win for Thunder. Not enough, though. They probably still lose this tower.
Yeah, fortunately he has Aegis, right? They have a bunch of heals in this gen. Yeah, look at the Puppy's creeps here. They're like the perfect aura creeps.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get so much stronger. 15% magic resistance for everyone, 12% movement speed, 30% damage increase. Like it's just, you're just so buffed.
The Soaker Frost Mage, of course, for some additional armor in case this PA dares to show up and try and fight you.
Yeah.
She really hates dealing with that kind of ability. They're just going for more. Dark Mago, he's almost dead. Oh, he is just dead. Panda and Sacred, they're going to be routed back into the base. The arrow from Rezo chasing them back in. Sacred does keep himself alive, but Secret, they're sieging already. First Aegis, 16 minutes into the game. They want to set the record here for fastest racks.
Yeah, well, what's stopping them? They can throw this little bushwhack, perhaps. They have a Frost Shield coming up, so like all these glyphs are gonna be annoying, but if Secret really want this, I don't see what's stopping them.
There goes the little bushwhack. Frost Shield as well onto the tower, but down goes the first tier 3 of the game. Zayats as well on his way on in. He's gonna get Fiend's Grip, make that Sinister Gaze.
Yeah, look, like this Alpha Wolf just increases their damage so much.
And
okay, nice.
Here they go. Nice pushback onto 2. Does set up for a nice split Earth, but the mechanism heals out from Puppy. Hand of God, Zayats is out of there, but also down the once is Crystallis. He has Enrage. They might even still look to turn back and fight, but no. Looks like they're going to be playing this one a bit disciplined. Secret, perhaps looking for the reopening here. Nisha does have Requiem and Yules, and in he goes now onto 1. There's no GA. It was already used. The damage, and Dark Mago's dead. Oh my goodness, they get the tier 3 tower, the melee barracks, and a kill onto the mid laner before Secret are done with that siege.
Very well played.
Make that Pakaz at least. He's farmed up, right? He did get Battle Fury pretty much right after Roshan and the bottom tier 2 was taken, and has nearly the full Desolator up. But his game is just simply it's not looking easy. I mean, he's got quite the tall order ahead of him. He's facing down cores who have at least half an item ahead of him, as Sacred is dying in the mid lane, burning the mana, trying to keep himself alive. Frost Shield, but everything dispelled there by the Yule Scepter of Nisha, who has BKB, by the way, just looking for an opening to maybe use it. Secret playing a bit more restrained here without the Aegis. Definitely know that in a couple kills here to Thunder could see them back in this game.
Yeah. I mean, Thunder's hope here, right, is that Secret kind of overcommits on one target.
Whoa, Rezo? Gone fishing with an arrow here that does catch Dark Mago. He's got 14 wand charges. Okay, and an Omni to back him, but that was... Yeah. I mean, even that's just scary, man. He's just walking around his base.
Yeah, does he have a full... Yeah, it's a full Gleipnir coming out, so it's quite annoying.
Frost Shield, not going to protect the tier 2 tower. It'll go down. And, you know, the thing to look out for here is, of course, this SF's push is only going to get stronger here when he gets this 15 talent of minus, what, 6 armor? Minus, well, 6 up to 7 armor against structures, right? That talent is going to be really speeding up the push. That's going to cut down the amount of time that Pakaz has to try and get his items online.
I mean, Pakaz deals very, like, he's quite strong right now. Like, if he just gets to hit. The problem is a lot of things can, not that many things, but some things can disrupt him. Like if he just gets caught by this Yule by Shadow Fiend, he'll get one shot. But if his team can tank a bit here, like this, and he could come in, if Secret overcommit in a position like that, like he could clean up, potentially. Obviously it's very difficult when you're 13k gold behind, but there is a small possibility for this.
No, not completely out of it yet. Kaz is, again, now with, queuing up, BKB and Shard. Just with Deso now, and Battle Fury, he's really going to have to make a stand, I think, with these items, as Thunder are going to smoke out of the base just before the Roshan could respawn.
They need to take this fight now. They need to find anything. Pakaz should come with them, and they should maybe even go more brave than this, like just run into the jungle.
Oh, it's so hard, though. I mean, you're now BKB for Ursa as well as SF, both on 9-second duration. I mean, I definitely agree. Like this, you have to make this move. Otherwise, I think you're just you know, not so much, you're not making moves to win the game, right? They need to get a way back in. It's simply how things are looking for them.
Unfortunately, I would have wished they got like at least some sort of ward out there. But they kind of smoke it to their own ancients and then run back. And now, now they're dying.
Yeah, mid lane. Down goes Matthew. They'll catch him there with the haste rune as well. It's going to allow him to get a +1. It's going to be Panda. Arrow is going to miss from Rezo. Don't think it'll make too big of a difference here. Pi, yes, Panda. Yeah, plenty of arrows in flight there from Resolution. Down he goes. And it's a fast Rosh.
Yeah, it's only 30 seconds.
Secret, though, I think they're going to play this one calm, cool, and collected. Make sure that they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Setting up vision, taking down the tier 1 tower, making sure, of course, that they have their outpost, which they do. And they're going to go probably right into Rosh. That second Aegis, of course, for Ursa. It's generally a big turning point here for Ursa in terms of how aggressive he can look to be.
Yeah, free Ag shard, right? Yeah. And I think, Nisha is about to get Blink Dagger. So before now, Pakas doesn't have BKB, right? So he can get solo killed by Nisha when he gets his Blink, like quite easily. So we might be looking at like Secret kind of faking a push and Nisha trying to find Pakas.
There it is. Yep, Nisha with his Blink online. There's a DD rune as well down bottom. Pakas, I mean, he's trying to find farm wherever, cutting these waves top lane, but the Secret might actually go out to hunt him now. And of course, Rezo with 2 ways to stop his TPs. Nisha with a couple.
Yeah, Rezo's been clever here. Like he expects Pakas to cut the wave, but Pakas he wants to win, so yes, TP's out.
And he does. Okay, Kaya's online for Dark Mago. We haven't really talked about this aspect of Kaya, but it does amp your spell lifesteal, which is, of course, what Bloodstone gives you. So, you know, again, this is an interaction we kind of only see with Lesh these days, at least in this tournament. 2 games so far of our 3 we've had on this main stream. We've had the Lesh with this build. But it's more survivability. Will it be enough? Double damage. Nisha might have something else to say about that, but who knows? If they can get the right jump here, Thunder might find themselves in a position to make a comeback. For now, it's Secret, who are going to be pointing a quite scary cannon up to their base right now already. Second Rosh, they're looking at least for their second pair of barracks.
Yeah, so sometimes the Lesh Shark has to live for more than a few seconds here, because he can dish out a bunch of damage. It's not easy. Oh yeah, they think Pakas is over there farming, but he's just in base. Chilling.
Yeah. TP. I mean, it's a good move, right? Generally, you see enemy cores sneak into the enemy triangle, right? To try and find a little bit of farm when sieges like this occur. So Secret with a disciplined move here. And that buys enough time for Zayats, by the way, to get a BKB. So I think now you're fighting to 3 BKBs, if I'm counting correctly. Yep.
Yeah, and Wraith Pack completed on Puppet too.
My goodness. I think Rezo's not too far behind this unless he's going for a Deso with that Mithril Hammer. Nope, that's BKB as well. Although he does have a Deso queued up.
Yeah. Now it's kind of up to Secret now how they want to...
Oh, Matthew. He's going to break this gank attempt. Trying a little bit longer here, but yeah, Gleipnir is going to stop him in his tracks. He's cut down. Doesn't have buyback either for these 30 seconds. It's a whole wave that Secret can look to go push in. Things are looking, I mean, still pretty hard. Pakas with another Ogre X is going to be slightly tankier here. He's even toggled actually off the Ring of Echo to make sure that he's not scouted on these creep waves.
Yeah.
Just any little thing that he can get to sneak out of the base just a bit more and maybe get that BKB online, maybe find some kind of miracle fight here for Thunder. But Secret, I mean, they got through the last chance qualifiers. They're kind of warmed up. And they got through the LCQs by not being, you know, too dangerous with this move. I mean, look at Dark Mago here. Arrow is at least tanked by a creep that's going to allow him to get off a couple extra spells, but Zayats insists here, pops the BKB. There's GA now used. And with that, I think Zayats is going to be forced to back up. Crystallis may be looking for the jump in with his own Blink Dagger, but that'll be put on cooldown thanks to a little swift dagger thrown his way from Pakas.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? Like, that's 2 heroes, the position 3 and position 4, basically jumping into 5. And they don't really care, right? They're in no danger. But they use Guardian Angel, so maybe this...
be an opening.
Yeah.
It's a big one for Crystallis, right? It's a big one as well for Nisha, who, yes, has a lot of control and can burst heroes, certainly with the ultimate, but the bulk of his damage is going to be done with these right clicks now. KB Yules, he's actually going for Arcane Blink as well, which if you haven't seen is a lovely, nearly instant animation and cast of Requiem of Souls.
Okay, Resto is gonna try to find Pakaz here.
Oh, and Chrysalis is in, but he does get interrupted.
Look at Pakaz, look at Pakaz.
Zayats walks in, Dark Mago's on in, but Pakaz, he's going to be in some trouble. Rezo has caught him here, and Nisha's TP'd in, and that's the kill. No buyback either here onto Pakaz.
And they're turning mid too.
And Crystallis still fighting to do this one. Panda a bit too tanky for him, and that'll be the first life here. Secret likely just going to be able to reset, though, and allow Nisha to rejoin them. Some nice stuns, at least, from Dark Mago to slow the retreat here of Secrets. They'll be right back here onto the tier 3 tower in a moment's notice.
Yeah, okay, so they have Shamefrost, that's it.
Backdoor as well. It's going to be broken with the creeps running on in. There goes Zayats yet again onto Dark Mago. Disposed back into the hands of Crystals with a good Force Staff out. Requiem of Souls catching everyone. No chance for Sacred to dispel anything there. 4 dead for Thunder. Yeah. Crystals even popping the BKB there, of course, having already lost the Aegis, but that's mid barracks. That's probably top barracks. That's just GG. Matthew's going to call it. Secret dominating in game number 1 over Thunder.
Yeah. A very comfortable game for Secret. Yeah, I mean, you can see it in just the score, right? 5 kills in total for Thunder. And I'm guessing, like, yeah, the last chance qualifier meta still holds up, you know? Yeah. This, the Omni Knight Hoodwink, they're not enough to stop it.
No, yeah, didn't see that in the LCQs for Thunder. And the Secret are going to be they're just going to keep using what works for them, right? And that's certainly going to be a strategy that at least finds them a win here in game number 1. But it looked fairly comfortable for them. I think mid lane was slightly favored for Nisha. You know, I think based on the hero matchup, that's maybe like 60-40 for SF or so. But off and safe lane for Secret were pretty one-sided, I think is safe to say, against Thunder, which just didn't really give him an into this game. I mean, Rezo goes 7-0 and 9 here on the Mirana just because he's able to continue farming for, well, basically as long as he pleased.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the best part for Thunder in this game was this level 1 fight, right? Where,
yes, that's true.
They definitely came out ahead. But then after that, like, yeah, the Omni Knight he basically looked like a support this game. Had a very difficult lane, and then, you know, he tried his best, throwing some supportive abilities, but just doesn't do enough.
Nope. And Secret eventually they find the one fight they need there to close out that game, and yeah, with the net worth just climbing and climbing and climbing. You'll see here through the replays. I mean, this is just, what, 13 minutes in, Secret already tripling the kills that Thunder have, and Thunder, by the way, only find 1 more for the rest of this is it. That's the last kill of the game. I mean, that's how rough this game was for them, you know, just in case it wasn't obvious from what we just saw, but just really tough. Really, really tough for Thunder here. But a great opening from Secret. It kind of reminds me sometimes, you remember last year's DPC Majors where we had teams that would qualify directly to playoffs from their TI regional leagues, and then you had teams that would go through the wildcard stages, kind of just 2-1 them, or 2-0 them, because they had so much more practice and they were so much more fresh, right? It was looking like Secret putting a lot of their recent experience to work.
Yeah. I mean, generally though, like, that's not as much an excuse here for TI, where you have had like a long boot camp before. But at the same time, yeah, it definitely helps to like have tried and like true and tested strategies compared to Hoodwink and Omni Knight.
I